That's crazy as hell. That is crazy as hell.
And then the fact that she,
What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. I'm listening to this girl say that that's basically what she says she did. What's the most toxic thing you ever done? Listen to what this woman says.
I seen a video where someone asked this person, "Oh, what's the craziest things you ever did?" She gonna say, "Oh, well, the craziest thing I ever did was when I was with this girl and I was strapping her. I was actually strapping her. I was using my wee wee because I'm a hermaphrodite. And then when she woke up the next morning, I told her she needs to take a Plan B. I'm sorry. You just admitted. You just admitted to SAing her.
What
The
the
most
hell?
toxic thing you've ever done. The most toxic thing I probably ever did was make a bitch think I was strapping her on when I was using my real and I made her take a Plan B in the morning when she thought I was a lesbian with a strap on, but I'm a hermaphrodite and I got it. She consented to being strapped. You took it upon yourself to use your wee wee instead of a strap.
That's crazy. Let me tell y'all something. All these things that I feel like y'all got to watch these people. If you still having sex with these people, you really have to watch them. You have to look at everything that's happening with their body. That's why it doesn't make sense to me when I hear people say they were tricked. I didn't know. Are you looking at the person's body before you have sex with them? I mean, like, what's going on? Are you touching it? Are you looking at it? Are you inspecting it yourself? I mean, like, what the fuck? How are y'all fucking these people you don't know that claim you don't know they trans, all this other shit? You that's ridiculous. There's no way. I'm not blaming the victim or whatever, but you know how many people, you know how many women have been condoms have been taken off, and so the man has sex with them. I know someone that happened to, and this was in the early 2000s, and I she was so scared. She was so scared. Um, they take off condoms while they're having sex with you. If you say you're going to use a strap, then you need to be using a strap. I don't know what the protocol is, but you shouldn't be putting your real body parts if you say you're going if what she consented to was a strap on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the protocol is. I'm not a kissing lesbian, but even though the people think I am, the people think I'm a kissing lesbian just because of my views about men's. I'm a kissing because it's either or. It's either you love them or you must like cootie cat, pussy. I love that word. Those are my two favorite words. I didn't tell you the other one. The other one is conundrum, but pussy is the other one. It is. I love it. I just love it. I don't even know why people don't say it more often. You know, I love it, especially when Grace Jones says it. Pussy. So I don't even know if this thing is working. Hopefully it is, but girl, no, y'all need to be inspecting. I know you can't help it if somebody is like behind you and they take the condom off. That's a different story. But if you're like we're like face to face like this, you better be looking at what's going on. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. That's why I think it's weird how people believe men when they say, "Oh, I didn't know." No, so you're not looking at nothing. And then that goes into the idea that they don't really care about who they're sticking their penis into, because if you weren't inspecting what you were putting your penis into and you were tricked and you thought that asshole was a vagina, girl. Do you see how stupid it is? It's so stupid, girl. But anyways, if you acted like that, I just don't understand how that can happen. But it does lend to the idea that they're just using anyone's body to masturbate. It just really doesn't matter. And so it lends into that. They don't even realize it kind of lends into that. Like, oh, I didn't know. How you not know? You sticking your dick in something, you don't know what's going on, girl. But no, oh yeah, that sounds about right. Y'all just stick your dick in anything, like, and it don't matter as long as it's warm and wet, you're gonna stick it in it. There is a video going around on the internet. It was a long time ago. A video of a man with his shawanga in a fish's mouth. A fish in the water. They were in the water, and he had his penis in the fish's mouth. Anything, child. They'll put their dicks in anything. They don't even want them working down to the morgue because they putting their dicks in dead bodies. Didn't y'all hear about that story of that woman who had sex with this guy, and then all of a sudden she started to have like these reactions and things like that? And when she went and got her test done, the man said, "Have you slept with anyone? Like what the bacteria that's going on in your body, it's from a dead body, like a dead body." You guys gotta be careful. These niggas will, I want to tell you, they will sleep with anything like that. Like I posted that story. Listen, this woman, and I didn't know this about animals. I didn't know this about animals, but listen, what I posted this on my Instagram. Listen to this.
One of the things I want to share with you about this comment, where it's basically a man saying that if you have experienced these horrible men, it's your fault, right? Basically, and you need to pick better, right? Let me just give you a quick story about that. If you're new to my content, my name is Miss Aisha. I'm a licensed therapist. I'm in private practice now, but for the first 10 years of my career, I worked in jails, psych hospitals, substance abuse treatment facilities. I worked in people's homes. I did therapy in the budget suites. Do you hear me? And I worked in nursing homes. And I worked in about 3 different nursing homes as the director of social services. And I can tell you this, and I'm going to tag Nursing TikTok because I want them to chime in on this. As a director of social service in every single nursing home I worked in, I want you to hear what I'm saying. There were always women in the nursing home who had doctor's orders in their chart that no men could enter their room and no men could take care of them because they have been traumatized. These are women that have full-blown dementia, full-blown Alzheimer's, but they remember the trauma. They remember the trauma. And so men could not work with them. This was a doctor's order in a medical chart. If you're any person in the medical field, medical record is a legal document. It is a legal document. And it has happened in every nursing home where I've been. And anyone that's been around animals can tell you, there are animals where you go to the shelter, because I just got my cat. You go to the shelter, cannot be around men.
I did not know that the shelters, at the shelters, they have signs that say they can't be, that the animals can't be around men. And then here's some of the comments. Oh, shut up, Erica. Here's some comments. Since you mentioned it about shelters, I have worked with animals since my teenage years. So many animals in general have been abused by men. They don't even like the sound of a male voice. It's heartbreaking. I had never heard that. Had y'all heard that before? It's bad enough they having sex with dead bodies. Bad enough, raping the old ladies in the convalescent homes. Like, girl, release him to the community. Shout out to Rodney the Voice. This is his merch. Release him to the community, child. They tell you to choose better. But you know what? Didn't I tell you they don't know anybody who ain't, they don't know no niggas who ain't shit? Have you asked any of the dudes you know? They don't know no ain't shit niggas. They don't know no ain't shit niggas. Every woman that has experienced this type of whatever her experience, they had a rite of passage and had an experience with a cis het men, they are told they chose wrong. And then the person telling you obviously is positioning themselves like, you just chose the wrong person because obviously I'm a good person. And y'all are just choosing bad people because me and my boys, we all good people. We all good people. Y'all just picking the wrong niggas. How are all these things happening all over and they're just picking the wrong dude? I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. It's so unfortunate. Men know a lot of them ain't worth a damn. But to admit that means they have to tell the truth, which is what they're not willing to do. What I find most shocking is necessarily the trauma males inflict on literally everyone, but rather this data we at large don't hear about. This data should certainly be used in an updated psych study on male socialized behaviors. Thank you to my therapist life for bringing this topic to the people, and thanks for sharing. You're welcome. Someone says it's in my chart at the VA because a male dental assistant jabbed me with a cleaning tool and yelled at me during a dental cleaning. I can only be seen by women. I don't go at all. Men know who they are, what they do, and what they're capable of. They keep hoping that women don't know. If they're silly enough to give them another chance. Women, please know, giving them another chance uh, could have you traumatized or unalive. Yep, she's right. Standing orders. No male RN, no male tech, no male housekeeper, no males, period. I've seen plenty of it, plenty of times in respiratory therapists, by the way. Men know the evil that men do. That's awful. That's awful. And for some reason, they'll be looking at you and be like, no, it's just you. It's just the man you're choosing. It's just the man you're choosing. What if the person is like harmed by their like relative? How do you explain that then? Like if they're harmed, like whatever type of abuse that you can endure, and it's done by a family member or a relative, how do you explain the choose better thing? Because a lot of these people are getting harmed before they even leave the home. When there's a man there, when there's a man there, right? Exactly. I've never heard that about the animals before. That's so sad. Let's see what else is happening on the blogs, girl.
I sponsor the now. Yes. I sponsor the blog. Let me tell you something.
Y'all need to protect yourselves. If you're having sex with people, you need to be looking at what's going on down there. What's happening down there? You know what I'm saying? Ye's employees say he threatens them while speaking in Mario's voice. Employee claims Ye threatened him by saying, I'm going to punch you in the face, before abruptly changing tone, mimicking Super Mario's victory dance and saying, I'm going to give you one more chance, another life. Told employees if they got fat, they would get fired. Ye went on a rant and then had staff members come to the meeting room and watch the Batman on mute in silence. Kanye West is being sued for workplace abuse. Somebody was in the comments the other day talking, because with all the stuff that's going on with Puffy and people talking about Jay-Z's next, and then somebody in the comments was like, you know what's funny? You'll never see Kanye in no mess like this, because he creates a chaos and a mess of his own, is what I said. He creates chaos and confusion on his own. There's different ways that you can abuse people. You don't have to be doing what Puffy is alleged to be doing or have done. You don't have to be doing. You could be harming people with psychological abuse in the workplace. That's disgusting too, just as disgusting. That's crazy. I mean, I don't know. How did we bully Lizzo off the internet, but this dude somehow gets a free pass? Gen Z truly sucks. This man creates a workplace where laughter and silliness is premium, cares about your health, gives you unprompted breaks from work to enjoy a great movie with him while enjoying the most rare pleasure of your day, silence. And people find a way to complain. No wonder the world is doomed. You sound crazy. And I don't understand. I honestly don't understand. Do you not remember when your parents and parental figures and caregivers and adults and elders would say, this generation, blah, 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 is doomed? this generation, the kids these days, about you? Do you remember that? Did you forget that? So why do you turn around and then like say the same exact thing as if you're on a pre-recorded message? To when you get a certain age, you start talking about the next generation as if they're worse than what the previous generation before yours said about your generation. Gen X, we were supposed to be all of these awful things, all of these horrible things. Millennials, they're supposed to be doing this and doing that, and then like you're literally as an adult fixing your mouth to say the same thing adults said about you to the next generation. What is wrong with y'all? Like, I don't get that. Did you forget what it was like to be a teenager, to be a child, to be 20 in your 20s? Did you forget? I don't get it. And then it's like the thing with the music. You act as if for every single generation there hasn't been something said about the music and the kids, how they're dancing to the music, and this is what you're teaching the kids. They did it all the way from my recollection and studying and watching back all the way in the 50s. And they used to be dancing and grinding on each other and listening to the songs. They didn't like Elvis moving his hips from side to side. That was too much. Every generation, all the music, the music, the music. The world is going to end the music. Did y'all forget? Now, I will have to say, the hyper masculine, homophobic rhetoric that is ingrained in hip hop, the misogyny, that literally reset like the way that programming happens. It's still the same thing, but no, nobody is going to turn out a certain way. Now, if you're living your life and you believe the stuff that are in these songs and you believe that's happening and you don't see it as entertainment, you are literally allowing it to program your psyche to where you're actually living like that. That's a different story. Like that's like a totally different story. But nothing is harming anyone musically. People listen to music, kids dance, people gyrating, the freak. Like it's weird that, but I also like me myself. I even look at as an adult look at like children and think maybe we shouldn't have children dating so young. Now, that's where I'm trying to correlate. Like when you get older, you have a different perspective about how we're growing up. But as far as music and culture, I just feel like it just happens every generation, every generation, every generation. I'm not going to say, I don't even, the kids these days, they said that about you when you were a kid. And some of us turned out okay. Us, look, after therapy and all that other shit, girl, go to therapy. Get you a little bit of therapy. Even if I know, in terms of resources, even if you can't afford it or whatever, try to go at least once in a while so you could just like release. It's really good. Therapy is good. But I haven't forgot what it was like to be a child. And I've listened and I read the comments like Gen Z, shut up. Shut up. And look at the advice that you were giving. You talking about Gen Z. You're trying to make people be okay with workplace abuse. Shut up. You sound dumb. Just because you grew up doesn't mean you wise, honey. Does not mean you are wise. And then you wonder where these people learn this type of. Where did you learn that from? Where did you learn that it was okay to tell somebody you were going to punch them at work? Why do you think it's okay for you to make your employees come into a room, watch a movie on silent, and nobody be able to talk? Why do you think that that's okay? And then why are you trying to make it seem like it's something like okay? Like, girl, these people are crazy. Shout out, it's 808. Um, let's see what else is happening, girl. What time is it? Girl, it's only been 20 minutes. Oh my God. Oh my God. I feel like I've been talking forever. Raven Simone defends, saying that she's American, not African American, and shares her mom believes Oprah's reaction added fuel to the public backlash.
I don't want to be labeled gay. I want to be labeled a human who loves humans. I'm tired of being labeled. I'm an American. I'm not an African American. I'm an American. Oh, girl, don't set up the Twitter. Now, when that aired, I felt like the entire internet exploded and threw my name in the garbage. There was so much backlash from my community and others that misunderstood / didn't hear the exact words that I said. And the exact words that I said is that I'm an American, not an African American. I'm an American. I'm not an African American. I'm an American. A lot of people on the internet thought I said that I wasn't Black. And I never said that. Difference. There's a difference between being Black and African. When I say that African American does not align with me, that label, it doesn't mean that I'm negating my Blackness or I'm not Black. It means I am from this country. I was born here. My mom, my dad, my great. And that's what I'm saying. The pure logistics of it. I understand my history. I understand where my ancestors come from. I also understand how much blood, sweat, and tears they've soaked into this earth in order to create the America that I live in today, free, happy, tax-paying American citizen. I also know that when I'm in another country, they don't say, hey, look at that African American over there. They say, that's an American, plain and simple. So how does the public reaction feel now to you versus how it felt in 2014? In 2014, I felt attacked. I felt judged and not heard. But I also, in the quiet of my own home, knew that there were other people in my position that had spoken out about it. I think you got so much backlash for that because people have come to use African American and Black synonymously. I am an American. I am not first or second generation African American. Stop mislabeling us. Now it feels like society has grown. There are more people that understand the root of what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. And I think that the younger generation is starting to break down those barriers of labeling.
All right, let's read some of the comments. It says, multi-talented entertainer Raven Simone's mother seems to think Oprah Winfrey had a hand in the Disney star being canceled years ago. The actress spoke about previously being criticized by the world for rejecting the label African American, expressing that she felt many misunderstood her perspective. Raven Simone reflected on the topic while speaking to her wife, Miranda Pierman, Mayday, on their podcast, Raven and Miranda. They couldn't come up with a different name? That is so... Okay, anyway. The celebrity stated that she wanted to share her refreshed thoughts about the situation as it was recently brought up on Bill Maher's talk show. The TV personality was reporting on actor Idris Elba criticizing the world for being hung up on race and claiming no longer to refer to himself as a Black actor. Mayer compared Elba's remarks to similar comments Raven made in a 2014 interview with Oprah, if you recall. Said that she didn't want to be referred to as a lesbian or African American, but just as an American. The media mogul surmised that Raven's comments would set Twitter on fire, which turned out to be true. A lot of people thought I said I wasn't Black. I never said that. There's a difference between being Black and African. When I said that I was African American, doesn't align with me. It doesn't even make sense to say I'm from this whole continent American, right? Because even African, like if you would want to use the term African American, those people would say, I am Kenyan American, Nigerian American. I'm, they would say what country, they wouldn't say African American. So to label like an entire group and say you're African American, to me doesn't make sense. It's never made sense. My uncle, remember I told you about my miserable uncle, my mad miserable uncle. When I tell you he could not stand the phrase term African American, he couldn't stand it. He would say he was Californian American. He would say he was, I think he would say he was Californian American and something else. I think he would say it was something else, but it was California American and something else. He would not say African American. He did not like that. There are a lot of melanated people, and you know how many times copper colored people have been reclassified in an effort to just like move you away from the rights to the land, just to keep moving you away from the rights to the land. That's all that's about. And a lot of people do not like to be called African American. They just want to be called American, and that's it. Like Black American, White American, Asian American. That doesn't make sense either, because if you're from whatever country in Asia, you're going to say I'm Japanese American, I'm a Korean American, I'm whatever. You're not going to say I'm Asian American. Like, it's crazy. To me, it's crazy. You wouldn't say a whole continent. I'm South American, girls. What does that mean? You're South. I'm North American. Okay, so what does that mean? You from Canada? Like, what are you, Canadian? What's going on? And what do y'all say when you're in Canada? What do you say? You're from just the state you're from. You say you're Canadian, the whole country. So people in America should say I'm American. I'm the whole country. That's where I'm from. That's my nationality. If we're going to say African American, then everybody's African American. If we're going to use the out of Africa theory, then everybody's African American over here. Everybody. We all African Americans over here. That doesn't make sense to me. So let's read some of the comments. Californian American from the Tongva land, and no, the Ancestry Board of Directors are policing the comments. We can discuss multiple times melanated people have been reclassified in the United States, and in an effort to erase ties to your indigenous heritage. Not all Black colored people in America are from Africa. Now, understand, like, how many for me, I feel like if you have been here for how many generations, it's not, you don't say, I don't know. I feel like it's like a first generation kind of thing, because your parents are from Nigeria, they came over here, you're born here, you're Nigerian American. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. It says, speaking of the perspective of an African, let's get one thing straight. Nobody calls you African American if you are African or were born to African parents, first, second, or whatever generation. Let's be clear about that. They might say Nigerian American, but never African American, because we know exactly where in the continent your African roots lie. Furthermore, the term African American was not created to describe African people in America or African people with American citizenship. It is created to describe Black Americans who clearly have African ancestry but cannot pinpoint exactly where in the continent of Africa their roots lie, as a result of being stripped away from their identity through slavery. But no, to me, I feel like you're completely erasing the fact that copper colored people were here before. And when slaves were, the amount of slaves that were brought to this American Turtle Island, the amount of slaves that were brought here were mixed in with the other copper colored people. And then your identities reclassified. And every generation they calling you something else, and you just accepting it and being called something else, being called something else, being called something else. When, I know it's a joke, but when people tell you have Indian in your family, you need to do your research, because more than likely you do. Because again, the reclassification. Some people can trace their heritage, their back lineage right back to the beginning when people came here. The people can, you just can't say African American. It just doesn't, to me, it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense. Because it basically, then it like encompasses everybody. Like, and it's not, you can't do that, because then everybody would be African. If we all from Africa, then we all African Americans in this country, even the white people. So okay, so hence the reason the umbrella term African American. With that being said, whatever you call yourself is fine. Whether you want to identify with your African roots or not is up to you. You can be Black American and still tap in and learn about your African roots. What if they're not African roots? What if their roots are in this, on this land? This is where their roots are. That's the thing that kind of hangs everybody up. Me, myself, I don't like to refer to myself as African American. I will use it in conversation because that's like common words so that you can get what I'm talking about, a group of people. But I myself am also trying to get out of saying black, like, because it's like, what is that? Where can you trace that back to? You understand what I'm saying? This is the, like, I don't know. And then that's when you get into the social structure of race. And it's just like, we all are like having, in order for all of these systems to work, we're all going to have to agree that we are different races. And it's just really weird. But that's the system, and it's in under patriarchy. So it's all upside down, and you don't want to be labeled, but everything has a label so that you can come up with an identity. That's why the people are gender non-conforming, non-binary. They're not like whatever you have decided, whatever label looks like, because once you slap a label on it, now you have to think about the uniform that comes with it, right? The clothes, the behavior, the characteristics and all that stuff that comes with it. It's a lot. It's a lot. Not quite sure if this will change anything in terms of how society describes Black Americans, or how this helps further the causes of Black folks in this country. Why we see the need to be having these conversations is what I don't understand. It screams division. I'm African American. It's no way around it. You can still be American, but that African still holds context to where you came from and your origin. But nobody from Africa is calling themselves African American. Just like dude said. But your ancestors is from Africa. But even the American is a label. If she doesn't want to be labeled, she's just a being or a soul, possibly a human. But to say you're American and not African American is contradictory of a person who doesn't want to be labeled. And she's right. I'm not African. I'm American, Black American to be exact. Her breaking this down while with her white wife is hilarious. Why is that hilarious? When Little Raven was rocking kente cloth like Queen Latifah, she was definitely African American. I don't want to be labeled. I'm an American. Please help. Being an American is a label. A Bengal tiger in the Bronx Zoo is still a Bengal tiger, not a Bronx tiger. I'm a Black American. Girl, we heard you contradict yourself loud and clear. The smart ones understood you the first time. I understood her the first time, and I agree with her choice to be American, Black American. I'm okay personally with the title myself of African American. We can name what place we're from in America, but most of us don't know or can relate to the area when we come from the continent of Africa, which isn't our fault, but the reality of slavery. Anyways, I gotta go. I'm done talking. I said I'm gonna make a little video. I'm not gonna talk more than 30 minutes. This conversation really is like it bums me out because it's like it's so much, and people identify what they want to identify with, but when you break it down, you have to like logically think. So if you're in Canada, do they call you African Canadians? Is there such thing as African Canadians? African Canadian. Black Canadians? Do they call y'all that? French Canadians? Afro Canadians? Black Canadians who trace their heritage black to enslaved people? So they use that term in Canada? African Afro Canadians? Huh? What? It says the 10 sources of migration for black Canadians are Jamaica, Haiti, Nigeria, Ethiopia, Cameroon, Somalia, Eritrea, Ghana, and the United States. Black Canadians, Black Americans, African Americans. I don't know. I'm tired. The edible's kicking in. I'm gonna go make me some more coffee because this coffee has gotten cold. I'm gonna go. I gotta go anyways. I got 6 minutes to go. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it. I'm Californian American. I'm going with what my crazy uncle said. That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm going with. I'm going with what my crazy uncle said when he used to wear his cowboy boots and his turquoise jewelry, girl, and his silver turquoise jewelry and his cowboy boots. My crazy uncle. I'm California American. And then if you're anywhere in America, you should also say the land that it was before it was named California or whatever. The indigenous name, the lands of the tribe in that area. Because that's really the land that you're on. All this other shit is crazy as hell. Like property taxes are crazy as hell. That shit is crazy. I guess. Anyways, I gotta go. Take care of each other, protect your energy. I got this cute little container for my reefer. It is so cute. Let me share it with you. It is such a cute little container. The little steel container. But it has a little place where you can keep the little humidity thing to keep it fresh. You put the little humidity. Mm, mm. Oh my god, so fresh. Ain't nobody dope as me. I just so fresh and so clean, clean. Okay, my stomach is growling. I'm done talking. That actually drained me because I know it's just like it's a really difficult topic to talk about. It really is because it's like so many layers and layers and layers and layers to it. So I get tired of talking about it. But I'm Californian American, child. Where are your peoples from? Texas and Arkansas. California. Texas, Arkansas, California. Kentucky. Yep, that's where my peoples is from. And I can go back. Like you can go back and go back. That's just what it is. Anyways, y'all, take care of each other. Protect your energy. Whatever, however way you want to classify yourself, I don't have nothing to do with that. You know, like I said, I don't have my badge out. my Ancestry 23andMe badge. I don't have it out for y'all. All right, I gotta go. The edibles kicking in. I'm about to just go make some coffee, go get some fresh air, clean these glasses because it look like cats been licking it. Like I was talking for a long time, but it hasn't been that long, so now I'm tired. Okay, peace.